All right, guys, we are back once again, getting ready for Game 2 of PCL EU number 4. How's it going, Gems?
Been going pretty well. The first game, as we saw, huge aggression coming out from PolacyZpolskiPL, doing incredibly well as a team, and I'm going to be interested to see what they change up in the second game. If they change up anything, do they need to? I don't think they have to change anything up from the previous game. They kind of have to force the extraordinary gentleman to go, look, we messed up with our composition, we messed up with our execution. What can we do here to throw them off their game from that last one? What can we do to change up their previous composition and make sure they don't get what they got before? Maybe things like a Sevarog ban might come out, or
if I don't see a Sevarog ban this game, I'm going to be very surprised and disappointed.
A Sevarog ban would be like pretty common. I mean, there's also could just go for the Countess ban. Countess was doing pretty well. I mean, if you want to target ban one of them out, it's a pretty tricky comp to target out a single person, especially because they're playing on all roles. Some of them are playing roles they don't normally play. So it's going to be interesting to see if they manage to actually achieve that or not.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into draft if you are. See how game.
I'm ready.
I'm kind of interested. I'm excited to see how game 2 goes because that first game was really impressive showing coming out of Pulaski. I want to see if they can do that a second time, and I want to see if Extraordinary Gentlemen are going to actually say, no, we're not going to take this down without a fight. So we're going to get right into draft, guys. Boop! And there it is. Look at that sexy draft. All right, starting the draft off, we have Extraordinary Gentlemen going to be banning first once again, and they are going to take the Sevarog ban. No nonsense. They are tired of that. No shenanigans coming out of Pulaski. And Pulaski...
Yes. Just remove it off the board. You can't achieve what you did before. But we already saw the game before. They didn't pick... Grux was left open completely. So Grux is still open on the field. Still could achieve a pretty similar goal if they choose to go ahead and take it for PolacyZpolskiPL, because that over-aggression and Grux fit incredibly well together.
All right, and PolacyZpolskiPL is going to be it's going to ban the Bellica as their choice. Coming out of Extraordinary Gentlemen, they are going to be picking Moragesh as their very first pick of the game. Meanwhile, Pulaski is going to be taking the Narbash once again, and this time the Grux. More aggressive early game jungler than Sevarog is.
They're repeating exactly what they did in the previous game, but they decided to not go for the Decker, still electing for this Narbash. I think they think Narbash's heals and whatnot work incredibly well with Grux. They can speed boost him up into fights as well with his minions. We already saw the Thunk, how powerful that single ability is. It's incredibly quick and near impossible to judge, to be honest. And if it's been hitting every single game, and if he keeps it up, I don't see any reason to change here.
You don't dodge a Thunk. Narbash misses. That's the key thing. So yeah, you don't dodge a Thunk. Narbash misses the Thunk. Is how that works.
I'm personally surprised by the Bellica pick as well, though. Well, I mean, not the Bellica, the Moragesh pick.
Yeah. But the thing about Narbash versus Decker is everyone wonders, like, you take Decker when you have an AoE caster. Decker fits a specific comp. Narbash and Decker have very similar kits, but I feel Narbash is more well-rounded to a pick comp. Like, he has a very similar ultimate to Decker that does damage. He has to get closer, and he can get canceled out of it. He has the equivalent of the stasis bomb and the Thunk. He has a movement speed buff instead of a debuff, which would be the slow. But you don't have to commit such a big resource. The ultimate isn't on such a long cooldown. And there's the heal. So I feel like Narbash fits team comps where you're going to take single target damage instead of an AoE caster. And even when you do have the AoE caster, Narbash can still help round out that team. And he can still fit into that team.
He fits into most compositions, and I'm just more surprised by the Moragesh. He hasn't really been seen too much, as I mentioned before, has a number of different sort of really prevalent weaknesses. While she's really good in the offlane, she can sustain and survive for an incredibly large amount of time. And
all right, so
she can get picked out.
Starting off on the next two picks coming out of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Chimera and Kwong. So no Greystone, keeping the Kwong. He's going to be going to the off lane this time. Meanwhile, Chimera. So there's going to be two very aggressive early game snowballing junglers in this match. And we saw a lot of early game aggression coming out of both teams in the last game. So it's going to be interesting because this is going to play more into those play styles for those two junglers. PolacyZpolskiPL is going to be grabbing Twin Blast once again. And this time the Howitzer instead of the Gadget, giving their team a little more CC and still having that damage that Gadget is capable of dishing out. Coming
again,
out, yeah, we're gonna go right into the next two pick. We have an Iggy pick.
Yes, we have an Iggy pick.
What? Yin and Iggy.
Yin, Iggy, Kwang, Chimera, Morigesh, and it's kind of a they're trying to get the win within the first 5 to 10 minutes. If they don't win the game here, extraordinarily don't win the first couple of literally the first couple of minutes with their composition. The scaling for that team isn't that great. I mean, Chimera is going to fall off really hard late game. Morigesh, not the strongest in the later stages of the game, even the mid stages of the game could fall off. And Iggy is incredibly squishy. So if they get a couple of bursts, the Howitzer Mine can completely push Iggy out. I'm not too sold on this composition coming out from Extraordinary Gentlemen, I must say.
Who's the support? It's going to be Kwang or Iggy. Maybe Morigesh? I don't know. Okay, the last pick of the game is going to be a Countess. But I need to see how this one plays out pretty quickly. So I'm going to switch back into the webcam screen just so I can get the game up. You don't have to stare at our faces for too long. We're getting right into this. I'm at 5 seconds, Gems.
I'm already there as well.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and go. We are now starting game 2 of PCL EU quarterfinals. It's PolacyZpolskiPL versus the Extraordinary Gentlemen, who have picked Iggy of all people. I don't think we've seen Iggy in one competitive game yet.
I beg to differ. I think Bobby Bojangles would like to have a word with you on that regard.
When did Bobby play?
He's played it on the NAs in the qualifiers. He's played a couple of Iggy games.
Okay, so this is one of the first times we're going to see Iggy on stream then, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, on stream. It isn't the first Iggy overall, and already, straight off the bat here, Prodigy might have found himself in a little bit of a sticky situation.
Yeah, he goes to Ward. He's getting swarmed by 3. Extraordinary Gentlemen not taking this one without a fight. They're pretty mad about the last game, just jumping on the Howitzer right off the bat, getting that extra little bit of CP. It's going to be going to Zappy this time, getting the very first kill of the game. Jaxis in the mid lane?
So yeah, it will be a mid lane Morigesh, offlane Iggy, and then a support Kwang coming out here. Support Kwang, we've seen it a couple of times, but I feel like they just wanted the extra damage instead of sort of a Deca Cage. They don't really need a Deca Cage up, so just getting any of the Heavens abilities coming from Kwang. The ultimate, the Tether, Fury of the Heavens. And you can really see that they've managed to get a kill. This comp is, as I said, really time-based. If they don't snowball incredibly well in the first 5 to 10 minutes, and manage to get a significant lead, which then gives them the Raptors, they're going to eventually struggle here, and it's going to be really tricky for them to keep up.
And there is Jaxis throwing the Hive onto Prodigy, followed by the daggers and the auto. Landmine's going to go out. We have a 1v1 in the mid lane as both teams are taking this personally. Jax is taking a lot of minion damage, being pelted by those howitzer rockets on top of that one, so he's already at next to no health. Junglers are both hitting their green buff right about now. We do have Grux on that early game wave clear, so much faster than the Chimera, who's just finished his green buff. Meanwhile, Grux has finished his entire camps, and he's running into the mid lane right now. He's not too far away. The team should know that he's there. He's positioning himself just on the other side of the shadow wall for the dive. There it is. He gets double pane off, goes for the smash and grab. It will hit, but the R2000 rocket will connect just before it lands. Either way, Morigesh is dead and not getting that one alive. Here comes Zesh with Iggy in the mid lane, tossing down the turrets. Howitz is going to start shooting those, burning them down. Anyone's going to be able to do anything against Howitzer, it'll be Iggy, and we do have Chimera very close by, who needs to get that engage off while Howitzer's overextended. He's going to go for the purple buff. Hauser has no idea he's there. He's very close by. Falouche jumping in with the ambush. And then he's going to back right off. The Q not doing enough damage. Morgesh now caught out once again. PolacyZpolskiPL and MissQQ are right nearby. There's the thunk landing. There's the slow and the double pain. Prodigy picking up yet another kill. Getting a bit of a revenge.
This is exactly what they didn't want here. Extraordinary Gentleman giving up 2 kills here. Straight to Prodigy. Again, Hauser against Ziggy. Pretty straightforward lane here, and smash and grab does land on this Iggy. He is going to take the R2000 rocket, but he does manage to fall. Polak doing incredible on the Grux, and the 3 kills already here. It was looking like a good start here, but they do end up giving 3 kills and a lot of the points already. Farming points, farming scores as well. 20 ahead here already in the first 4 minutes. Straight off the bat here from PolacyZpolskiPL, and that is not what they want to see right here.
No. Kwang leaving Xappy all alone for Koksu to jump on top of him. And there is going to be a little bit of fight over there that we just saw the end of. Ashi King's waiting to drop the sword right on top of the Countess. But she's out of range. She's just going to look to back. Instead, no, stops back and going to walk back in the lane, see if she can grab a few more minions before getting out of there. Throws a Dark Tide, doing a little bit of poke damage onto Xappy. And Ashi King's trying to get the tether off. He does land it. Xappy's going to be very low. Ashi King only level 2, not being doing a lot. I think the roaming from Ashi King is a little excessive. Oh, we have a roam from Jaxus, who's going to pick up a kill onto Satori as they dive the tower. And MissQQ not being able to do a whole lot to stop that one. Buffs are now spawning right now onto the river camps. And we have Falouche picking up a black buff. He's going to be able to jump right on top of that Howitzer if he gets any close. Landmine will miss. Howitzer has to burn the ultimate just to try and get away. Falouche going to go one way. Prodigy in the other direction. Falouche just trying to get those health stacks up. If he jumps, he might be able to do something, but PolacyZpolskiPL is very close by. Auto attacks coming into Prodigy will not be able to go any further, as we now see Pulaski going on to the Morgesh all by himself. He gets smashed and grabbed by the enemy team. The tether will go down. Ashi King's there to help out. Landmine lands, followed by the thunk. Morgesh going down. Ashi King picking up Prodigy as a retaliation. Now Ashi King with the black buff, trying to get away, but Satori Cloak is just around the corner. There's the grenade. Triple shot will land, followed by the tether, but he will not be able to walk away from that one. Bleeding out with the last shot in the back. Will be Satori Cloak securing the kill just before Ashi King gets away.
With these 2 team comps, this game is going to be a huge bloodbath, and the comps they've gone for incentivizes all these sort of mini skirmishes that we're seeing throughout the board, and we can already see PolacyZpolskiPL already ahead on points, and they have a few more kills. They have been farming a lot better here in the midst of all this fighting, whereas Extraordinary Gentlemen haven't been able to do the same. Morgesh sitting at 4 creeps, 6 minutes in the game in that mid lane. Not where she wants to be there. 1 and 3 is desperately falling behind here to Prodigy, who's just been consistently pushing her out.
And there's Koksu picking up the kill on the Yin, who's been by herself this entire time. Ashi needs to stick by his carry. This roaming is hurting him so much. Falouche looking at the mid lane, followed by Ashi King going to throw down the tether. It will land. Landmine's right there, bringing Hauser under the tower. Ashi King, and there is Falouche diving in, going for the ultimate, will just barely miss it as Prodigy jumps off with the ultimate and backs away, surviving yet another day. But here comes PolacyZpolskiPL with the purple buff. Gonna go right onto Ashi King with the Warlord's challenge. Will miss the smashing grab. Tether will land as well, preventing the Grux from pursuing any further. However, this looks like PolacyZpolskiPL's game to take away once again. Falouche jumping into Prodigy. Does manage to get the kill with the help of Jaxus. PolacyZpolskiPL is going to revenge his teammate. And he's going to get a killing spree out of this. He's now sitting at 3-0-3.
Incredibly strong play coming here as well from PolacyZpolskiPL. Yet even with the aggressive comp coming out here from the Extraordinary Gentleman, they're managing to keep ahead, which is something they really shouldn't have been able to do. I mean, yes, Iggy might not be the strongest champion right now in the mid lane, but with a Countess, with Countess who needs to scale against the Chimera and a Morgesh, who could just completely take fights in this early stage of the game.
And without
Countess shouldn't be...
She has no support!
Kills.
He has no support! Yin is there by himself, now 2 levels behind the Countess, who's just abusing that ADC, and no one is there to help him. Even if Kwang was there, Tether's not going to stop her. Tether's only going to it's only going to deter her at best. PolacyZpolskiPL is going to jump in. Prodigy now in a bit of trouble, or Prodigy helping out the Grux as he tries to jump away using the Cull to create a bit of distance and do a little bit of damage before he goes down, but it will not be enough. He does drop very quickly. Ashiking still in the mid lane now, as Zesh is doing whatever he can to try and stop the team from pushing on to that mid lane tier 1. Ashiking picking up the black buff on the right side of the map. He's looking to run into Prodigy, and he's going to throw the tether out. Here it goes, as Prodigy is looking to secure that red buff. He now has a big advantage over Ashiking, who's not even closed the gap yet. Landmine will go, but the tether does stick to the Howitzer. R2000 rocket half-healthing the Kwang, and there is the Warless Challenge, followed by the double pain smash and grab, and the R2000 to blow up the Kwang off the map. Lelouch now looking to rotate in and stop the team from jumping onto his jungle. And that's going to be
it. Going to be that tier 1 dropping here from Satori. I mean, also, 10 seconds, we're going to see the Raptors come up. We have, again, control of the... Not really much control of the map as the previous game coming out here from PolacyZpolskiPL. But they have a one-man advantage. I mean, Grux has just spawned now. From base, he's running. The same thing can be said for Zesh. It's going to be a fight around the Raptor pit. But they might just get it before anyone gets there.
And it seems like they're going to grab that one. No one's rotating over. Meanwhile, Xapi and Koksu are fighting, duking it out in the off lane. Lelouch is rotating over. Satori Clo could be in a bit of trouble as Zest jumps on top of him. Thunk will land. He's in a bit of trouble, but there is Lelouch going on top of Satori, landing the call. Satori will secure the kill onto the Iggy before he goes. Jax is in a bit of trouble right now as Lelouch gets hit by the smashing grab. Big team fight happening in the river. Pulaski picking up the kill onto the Chimera, now jumping on to Ashiking as Morgesh picks up a kill on Miss QQ. Smash and grab will land once again. PolacyZpolskiPL carrying his team on the back, doing such a great job getting all those skill shots, abilities, grabs, hooks, whole 9 yards. 100%. He's only missed 1 or 2 at best this entire game.
Koksu also nearly managed to take out Yin yet again in a 1v1, pushing her completely out of lane. Didn't have enough mana to wait for another round of her spells. Get that, but we were talking. I was mentioning this at the beginning of the match. And Extraordinary Gentlemen, with this composition, had to take control of the match early, and they haven't been able to do that, which is extremely detrimental to what they wanted to achieve, how they're going to win this game with the heroes they have picked. Raptors cleanly going here. All 3 have actually gone to Satori here, and you can already see Satori sitting at 17 points.
Jax is getting completely deleted off the map. Morlord's challenge going on top of Iggy. No smash and grab to stop it, but R2000 will secure the kill. Landmine going out. Miss QQ using the crash bang boom to stop anyone from getting anywhere close to their tower as Satori cleans that one up as well. That's going to be a double kill for Satori. As they jump onto the tier 1 in the mid lane. This is pretty much a repeat of the last game. As Xapi now rotating in the mid lane.
The beginning of the game was looking a lot closer. They did Extraordinary Gentlemen did manage to get a couple of picks here and there. A kill right at the beginning here on Prodigy. But since then, Polax on that Grux has been completely dominating. He's 6-0-8. Been a part of most of kills in this match. Doing incredibly well in the jungle here, and we can see the impact that's had in the game. They've managed to secure Raptors the first set. They're going to probably wait for the next set. A few more minutes, Prime will be spawning. And if we saw them before, they went for it at 15 minutes, but now they have a Grux who can take it even quicker. And he has that blood-soaked armor as well.
And yeah, Grux's early game clears are so strong. You can outfarm the carry if you really wanted to. Koksu now taking the tower down as Xappy could be in control of Dark Time, half healthing the Countess, but Felucia's there to help out. He does get knocked out of the ultimate and blown up by the Cull. Yin will get her revenge.
Felucia, nice cancelling of that Countess out there, saving Yin. Xappy would have most likely have died there had he have not done that. So it's something that they managed to get a pick off here, but they haven't managed to secure any other Raptors. And Felucia, I'm not sure if I'm having the spectatorish bug, but he's only at 9 points for me.
Oh yeah, no, he's bugged. He's bugged for me. He doesn't have any attack animations. So if you want to go back, we can.
Yeah, we can do.
Okay, then let me pull up that spoiler shield. All right. So ready? I'm going back and forward, just straight back forward. Ready? 3, 2, 1, back, forward. And I'm good. I'm at 1355, 56, 57. Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And I'm taking the spoiler shield off. Boosh. We are back into the game. Bugs have been handled. Felucia now sitting with a green buff. Next to no health. It gets popped. Pulaski getting a 5-man stun on the Warlord's challenge as the Crash Bang Boom goes out, knocking 4 people up. Xappy trying to get away right now, but it won't be enough. Prodigy and Satori cleaning up that one. Meanwhile, Pulaski's going to clean up the other 2. He's at no health, and no one's there to stop him. Satori Cloak running in right now and using the Ventilate to turn the Morigesh into Swiss cheese, saving the life of his jungler, and they're now pushing on to the tier 2 in the off lane as the minions are there. Mid lane being pushed, left lane or right lane being pushed as well. This is nuts. How much control they are actually exerting over here.
It's a team of people who've been, as we've mentioned before, have been playing for fun together. They're a group of friends from Poland who, well, Satori's from the UK, but he's Polish as well, who have been playing quite a lot together in queue, and we're seeing this pay off for them in this match. They've been working really well together, extremely coordinated, and they're probably having a lot of fun with this as well.
Oh, I bet you they're having fun. They have to be having fun. Ashiking goes to throw out the tether, will not land, and he will be able to let the Howitzer get away, who's going to rotate over to the red buff right now. Pick that one up, get that mana regen back. He's probably got a lot of points to spend. They're going to rotate over to that Orb Prime. It's just came up 15 minutes in. Repeat
also,
of last
Raptors
game.
Are up as well.
And Raptors are up as well. Complete repeat
so
of last game.
So much they can choose. It is a complete repeat, but there's so much they can choose. They have complete choice here as to what they want to do here. They can go for the Raptors. They can go for the Prime. They're so far ahead here. With Satori sitting at 29 points. This Raptor, we saw, I mean, the Prime in the previous match nearly ended the game.
Mm-hmm.
Second push afterwards managed to do it. Will they be able to do the same here this time around, though?
Alright, Xappy trying to run back into the mid lane as there is a fight breaking out already. Felucia doing what he can to use the call to get a bit of damage off onto the Grux. Won't be enough. The Ventilate will secure the kill. Koksu jumping in now with the Shadow Slip, and that will secure the kill onto Morigesh. Last 2 people alive to stop the push are the Iggy and the Yin, but Koksu jumping in, landing the feast onto the Yin, taking that out, and the smash and grabs are going to get the kill, and the ace onto Iggy. Inhibitor going down, they're now jumping right on top of the core. The only one there is Ashiking landing the 3-man tether. Grux is diving in. Whoa! Dark Tide and